One of the main talking points at Liverpool this year has been Cody Gakpo, and I see exactly why. I'm not coming on here defending him, saying I can't work out why he's getting criticism and it's unfair. It probably is fair to an extent, and some people, I would like to think myself included, are going exactly where it needs to go with the criticism and stick Gakpo should receive. Some people are going way beyond. They're taking it so far, and it's so unjust, it's so undeserved. It almost feels like Gakpo is becoming a scapegoat in our team. And I said at the start of the season, if you watch the videos at the start, I said, listen, I can tell you now exactly where this is going. Diaz has gone. Nunes has gone. The scapegoat's going to be Gakpo. It's so obvious. And look at us now. And I don't think we necessarily have a scapegoat, really. I think when your manager is kind of underachieved, quote unquote, it's quite hard to have a scapegoat because it's not really on a player. It's on probably the manager more so than anyone else. But if we were to have one, it's probably going to be him. It's going to be Gakpo more so than anyone else. It has been 𝗕𝗏. It has been 𝗵𝗲𝗄 for the majority of the season. But Gakpo's the one. It's always been him. But it's become weird with Gakpo in that even if we win games, people still talk about him. We beat Newcastle 4-1. Oh, but Gakpo's our worst player. Like, it's almost like we don't need to point that out at all. Beat Marseille. He actually scored the goal, didn't he? He came off the bench, scored a goal. Everyone's talking about Gakpo, how he was off the bench. Well, firstly, he hardly played. Secondly, we won 3-0. And thirdly, he's got a goal. And everyone's talking about how bad Gakpo's off the bench. And I think he set someone up. Did he set Salah up as well? I've made that up. We beat 𝗕𝗏 6-0. Everyone's talking about Gakpo didn't score, get an assist, didn't do anything. Beat him 6-0. Why are we talking in any sort of negative sentiment at all regarding anything to do with Liverpool? We win the game, you talk about the performance. We beat Brighton. Oh, but Gakpo was one of our weakest players. I couldn't give a damn. I actually said against Brighton, I would have rather seen 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗰𝗀𝗀 play, given it's the FA Cup. You've got to play these young players. Like, my God, he starved him a minute, 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗰𝗀𝗀 slot. But he didn't play him. And Gakpo had a good game against Brighton. Forget that. Even if he had a bad game, we won 3-0. It's almost like the positives there. Let's talk about any of the other 10 players. But everyone goes down the Gakpo rabbit hole. I don't know why. It's a bit weird, right? And if you see on Twitter, people list the results. You've probably seen that. It's like W, L, draw, whenever what happens. And people write, Gakpo played next to it. Gakpo didn't play in that game. Oh, Gakpo didn't play and we won the game. Oh, that must mean that Gakpo's really bad then, because when he doesn't play, we win. Okay, then. He didn't play against Wolves. He didn't play against Spurs. And your argument is, well, that must mean we played really well and won the game. We did win both games. We're absolutely shocking. It doesn't fit the argument, does it? We were absolutely awful in both games. Fulham. Gakpo played against Fulham, but we drew the game. That's a bad result, let's be real. It's a bad result and Gakpo played. That must mean, God, Gakpo's the reason for that. But Gakpo scored the winning goal at the time. That was the winning goal. Until Harrison Reed pulled one out of his bum and scored. Look, what a goal that was, by the way. By the way, Gakpo went on the pitch then. Gakpo was subbed off in the last minute, and then Fulham scored that goal. It's mental, isn't it? And then if you go up on that graphic people keep sharing around, oh, well, 𝗕𝗏𝗃, he played and didn't get a goal or assist. Newcastle played, didn't get a goal or assist. Because it doesn't fit the argument, does it? Because Gakpo did play, we did win comfortably, we put 10 goals past 2 teams there. Gakpo played, we didn't score. You've got to understand, I'm not saying he's had a good season. He's not had a good season. The other day, I ranked every Liverpool player this season. I had Gakpo down there. He wasn't in my top 15, I don't think. He's had a poor season, certainly on last year. But it does not warrant all this stick. It's more than stick. I've seen people, he's getting abuse at times. Gakpo, not being funny. At times, from what I've seen on Twitter, he's a laughingstock. He's become a laughingstock on Twitter. He's become the joke at Liverpool. Have his performances been that bad? Really? Ask yourself, really? I don't believe so. Salah's had a poor season. Salah's had poor games. I'm not seeing Salah getting ridiculed like I'm seeing Gakpo, right? And I think these people who are criticising him to the point of abuse, who want him out the club, they're the same people who, when he does leave and goes to a Bayern Munich, which he was linked to, wasn't he, at one point, which I've put on the side there, see my new graphics, because he's linked to Bayern Munich, wasn't he? The same people who want him out are the same people who will praise him and say we shouldn't have sold him when he eventually does well at another club. Oh, I can't think who else that happened to. People who wanted Luis Diaz out, they're the same people saying, oh, we shouldn't have sold Diaz. You were the ones hounding him out. You were happy to see the back of him. And look, now he's kicked on at Bayern, he's doing unreal things in the Bundesliga, and you tell me we shouldn't have sold him. Yeah, really. I mean, come on. I want to kind of reason with it here. I think it's important to maybe not just point out Gakpo's flaws because there are so many, but why? Why is he having a bad season? There must be reasons for it. I mean, I can think of a few. I can think of certainly one. The main one is no Diaz. Now, Diaz and Gakpo shared minutes last year, about what, half each? I don't really know. But like midweek, weekend, they'd swap. And Gakpo has been playing too much football. Too much football. He's not been playing good enough to equate playing that much football, is what I mean. 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗃 should be playing more. It's not that we don't have an option. It's not that Diaz has gone and we don't have an option to play there. We do have an option. But 𝗖𝗵𝗲𝗃 doesn't want to play him. 𝗖𝗵𝗃 doesn't choose to play him. Yeah, that's been a big issue in terms of rotation. Maybe he's feeling it in terms of tired legs. I don't know. I'm not going to sit and blame an excuse and reason for Gakpo's poor performances being his tired legs. Nonsense, isn't it? That is nonsense. Because 𝗖𝗵𝗃 knows Gakpo would like to think better than most. And you playing 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗃, if he's got tired legs, playing 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗃, play Verts off the left, play someone else, play 𝗖𝗵𝗲𝗃. But he's not playing any of them. He's choosing to play Gakpo. Therefore, I find it very hard to feel sympathy for a player who's playing every week, and sympathy for a manager as well who chooses to play him. Do you know what I mean? But definitely not having Diaz in that rotational pairing is a massive factor, surely, in this not downfall, in this negative form, I guess we could say. Certainly on last season. And I stand by he had a good start. I stand by he started well this year. I think he was pretty effective before he became ineffective. That's the problem with Gakpo now. And I think a big problem is as well is, imagine Salah was doing last season's performances this season. Gakpo would look a lot worse, wouldn't he? I think because Salah's not pulling trees up either, I think it's maybe sheltering Gakpo a bit, actually. In fairness here, let's try and weigh this up. Because neither of them are very good this year. Neither of them are scoring enough goals. Neither of them are effective enough. They're both predictable. That's the problem here. They're both predictable wingers. You look at Man City with like Doku. I mean, what a unpredictable. He uses initiative all the time. He's really creative and he's very varied. Doku. They bring Semenyo in to kind of do the exact same thing on the other side. 𝗬𝗃 as well. Wow, what a creative player he is. They're not predictable players, and we've got two of them at the same time. I think Arsenal, by the way, have some very predictable wingers. I actually think perhaps one of Saka's biggest, not weaknesses at all, but I think he can be predictable at times. I really like Saka, and I certainly think the other end as well, Martinelli can be. But I mean, we're further behind Arsenal, by the way. I'm not comparing us to them. We are behind them in terms of that ingenuity on the widths, that creativity, that spark. We are down there. We shouldn't be down there for Liverpool. We should not be down there. With Salah, player of the season last year, Gakpo had a really good one last year. We shouldn't be this poor. But both of them seem to have kind of stagnated and not hit the ground running at all. I'd argue Salah, and certainly Gakpo did, but it's really dried up, right? Gakpo's too one-dimensional. Just because I like him, and I've always said that I've liked him on this video, on this channel. Please leave a like if you agree, by the way. Let's try and hit 150 likes on this video. So thank you very much. We've got new graphics and all sorts. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully you're enjoying this. And there's a live, as it says down there, we're live tomorrow for the watch along 1:45 Forest at home. Forest away. Do tune in. We're live. And we'll be live after the game as well for the reaction, but my voice is going to be killing tomorrow. Yeah, just because I like Gakpo and I'm trying to defend him in some capacity, don't mean I can't notice what he's doing wrong. Doesn't mean I can't see his negatives and his weaknesses. He's too one-dimensional. He's too one-footed. He's not varied enough. I don't think he's fast enough. And that's a very basic bit of analysis there from me. Sorry, but he just isn't explosive. Certainly, not like Salah. Like you could say, Salah's been predictable this year. He has. He goes inside too much for me. But at least he's somewhat fast off the mark, and he can turn. And Gakpo's not explosive in that he's like Diaz. Just that bang, he's gone. Gakpo's very strong. You know what I mean? He kind of strides. He's got these big strides. Gakpo. He doesn't beat players with pace. But the problem is he doesn't beat players with skill either. That's a big issue. He's not very skillful. But he's very efficient, Gakpo. You know, when it works, he's very efficient. And that sounds stupid, but it's almost like I wouldn't be surprised next week if Gakpo scored next week, the week after, all the same goal from the left, cutting in from the left to the right, far right post. I won't be surprised to see that, because I know Gakpo's got it in his locker. And I know he can be efficient in front of goal. But for whatever reason, he just hasn't been this year. And I think one of the main concerns for Gakpo is his future at Liverpool. I don't think Arne Slot will want to sell him. I think he's got very strong loyalties towards him, it seems. I mean, I've put on that graphic there, he's valued at £50 million, but or euros or dollars, whatever. But even that is like, I think that is reflective. I think Bayern Munich were coming in for about 50 million quid, so that is reflective. Just one bad season doesn't make his value plummet through the floor, and I don't think it does. I do struggle to back him though if he carries this on. I want to see more of the Brighton performance. I want to see more of the Newcastle. I think he's been really positive the last few weeks. I know he's not scoring, whatever you want to say, but these are some decent performances, certainly better than previously. The same goes for McAllister, the same goes for Konate, the same goes this month for Kirkes. Players are improving, right? Let's keep it that way. Let's talk about the positives. That was my rant on Gakpo, which has been brewing for some months, certainly some weeks. I rate him. Maybe not to the extent of last year, absolutely not, but certainly it seems more than most, and I think some of the stick he's getting is almost manufactured, and it's almost like purpose made for him when he doesn't deserve it at all. Let me know your thoughts down below. Please do leave a comment and join the stream tomorrow. It will be live at 1:45 and will be live after the game as well. It's a big jump I'm taking here in terms of going live for this amount of time, but it's a jump I'm willing to make and I want to make. Do come and show some support tomorrow, 1:45 till, what about, 4:30. Nice one, guys. See you later on. Bye-bye.